We begin with this. 5 years ago today is when the Temple Police Department posted on Facebook asking for help locating Michael Swearingin and Jenna Scott. It was the start of a case that drew media attention from across the country.
The two friends were strangled to death by former MMA fighter Cedric Marks. We now know that. 6 News reporter Sydney DeShawn followed the trial and spoke with the lead investigator for the first time as we mark this anniversary. Sydney, what do you say?
Kristen, Lindsay, even though Cedric Marks was found guilty of the murders and sentenced to death, this gruesome tragedy will always haunt Central Texas.
Honestly, it was kind of surreal when we actually found them, but the cruelness of it became reality.
Lead investigator on the Cedric Marks case, Corey Powell, says recovering Michael Swearingin and Jenna Scott is something he will never forget.
There was actually a story on the news that morning about a family that their daughter had been abducted and they had not recovered her. And I just remember praying that that didn't happen in this case.
The two friends were strangled to death back in 2019. They were later found in a shallow grave in Oklahoma. 5 years later, the pain still runs deep.
I can't imagine what the family goes through. We're saying, well, it's this many years and it's this and there's those anniversaries that come up, the birthdays that you don't get to celebrate. Jenna's family and Michael's family celebrated another Christmas without them.
For those who have lost a loved one, Powell says to lean on family. Along with prayer, that's what has kept the two families strong.
You can't do it by yourself.
Jenna's brother, Talon Scott, remembers all the good times.
I know Jenna and Michael, they wouldn't want us to, be sad and mopey.
He described his sister as empathetic and understanding.
I miss her insight, just talking to her, getting her opinion on something.
And Michael as the brother he never had.
He was so generous. If he was like, hey, you want to go out to eat? No question, he was going to pay for it. If you try to go to pay for it, he's like, no, I invited you.
Michael's mom, Debbie Harrison, sent 6 News a statement. Both families have since created a nonprofit, Priceless Beginnings, in honor of their children. Now, Priceless Beginnings helps domestic violence victims. For more information, you can head over to our website, kcentv.com. And Powell says he hopes victims reach out for help to get out of hard situations and always trust your gut, guys.
Yeah, and to hear the insight from the investigator for the very first time was very compelling. Thanks so much, Sydney.
Well, let's step back.